Hi everyone, I just want to introduce myself. So I'm Fafi and I'm currently in my final year at Bournemouth University and I'm studying business with retail management. So just a bit of my experiences, just from school really. I never really knew what I wanted to do myself. So obviously you do your standard lessons, I got my GCSEs, then I went to college and I chose more specific subjects. So I actually chose history, classical civilizations, law and also sociology. And then I came to uni and I completely didn't do any of the subjects which I actually had planned out or I had been doing. So I actually came to uni, I did business with retail management, and it's completely different to any of the subjects because I was really in love with like history and I was also kind of like in sociology, so I thought I was gonna kind of do those. That's why I chose them in college. But then to be fair, like I got all my A levels and they actually opened up the doors to see if I wanted to do business. Because funny story really, my mum's friend was in HR and I think it was like an HR director, and it was like I always wanted to, I just admired him, and my mum always just talked on the phone about it and everything, what he did, and just like how he was traveling. It was like global. I can't even remember what he was doing. It's such a long time ago, but it was definitely in human resources, and it was kind of like, oh, I want to do it as well, just because my mom's friend doing it, and it wasn't really anything like specific about it. It was just kind of, oh, I want to do that. But my sisters went to uni. They went to college and then they went to uni. They got their degrees and they graduated and everything. So it was kind of like a path my mum also said to me I had to go down. So obviously I had the guidance from my parents, and also in school I did have a bit of guidance from like all the teachers, and also like I think there's like, I can't remember what you call it, but there's one teacher that used to talk to me, everyone about what kind of career they want to go down to in the future. So you'd have like random work experience days, and I never kind of took advantage of them. Actually, really like listened to what kind of skills they were actually giving us later. It was kind of just like, oh yeah, we get to dress up in suits, for example, and then just sell like cakes or something, and it was kind of just like, oh, we do that just to get, yeah, we don't have to do lessons that day. But it kind of was actually, when I look back at it, it was kind of just little skills that you're picking up there and then to help you make your decisions. And one thing which I really think working with a young adult employment hub would have really helped is to make the decision clearer a bit, because you kind of do, some people don't know, but I kind of knew what I wanted to do, and it would have just been better to actually understand from someone else, like just what do I want to actually, why am I doing it, what skills do I need. Then I could have worked on it, for example, or I could have actually just made my whole path a bit more clearer and actually kind of get me with the motivation to keep going towards that goal if I knew that's what I wanted to do. So right now I'm currently working as an HR assistant at Primark, which was in my placement year, which is my work experience year at university. And so I've been following the HR path for a long time, and to be fair, I would say I've got loads of guidance from it now, because obviously I've worked in it and I've spoken to HR assistants, managers, directors about it, and like they've all talked to me about why they fell in love with human resources, but also what they're doing. But this is the crazy thing, because you think you know what you want to do, but also you still, well, I still don't, because now with even my subjects in my final year, like my years actually going through, I started doing marketing and like digital marketing, strategic marketing, and it was kind of like I fell in love with it really. So it's kind of like I've got two doors I can open. So it's not really clear for me still to just know what I actually want to do. So definitely working with a young adult employment hub will definitely help make that decision clearer, because for me now, I think it's been made clearer like that I've got two paths which I definitely want to follow. It's not specifically like I like one more than the other, kind of like if that one doesn't work I can always fall back on this one, but whichever one I fall in love with and just commit to is the one which I'm going to go for. And yes, maybe that decision can be made clearer for me as well. And it's just kind of always helpful to talk to someone, because yes, my friends, we can always talk to my friends and they've helped me throughout life as well, my friends, because they know what they want to do. So you kind of just pick up little bits from every single one of your friends, and you kind of just know what, you kind of molds you into what you want to do as well. So for example, like I've got friends that are already working and I went to university, so it's completely different, but it's just the kind of paths that we all picked up from each other. And it's kind of crazy now when I look at it, it's kind of, we all went different paths, but we all kind of fell in love with something that we're doing. So for me now at university, I've kind of like fallen in love with two areas, and it's kind of the old world's my oyster completely after I finish university with only a couple of months left, and I'm just applying for jobs for either direction because at the end of the day I've got experiences in both, and for me it's going to be beneficial. But definitely working with an employment hub is definitely helpful, because if you're like me when I was growing up and you kind of knew what you want to do but you're basing off other people and you don't really have an idea really as well, it's always kind of helpful to talk to someone and also listen, and also they can find you the skills that you never knew you actually had. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't even know that you'd be good at this, you don't even know if you'd be good at that, but the thing is, talking to someone from their experiences as well, you can always find that, okay, I might do that, I might actually think, oh, that's the path for me to go down.